Hey, hi, it's Joe. It's week 32, and the topic this week is fashion, or more specifically, the topic description is walk, walk, fashion, baby. How do you find shoes and clothes that fit you? Because we all know that can be troublesome. I hope you can hear me over my punny record that I'm deciding to listen to. You got a little face? Hello. Yeah, I'm so funny. Tapestry because it's like fabric, which is the thing that clothes are made out of. I legitimately decided to disbelieve that. Anyway, so fashion, right? I don't know. Should I talk specifically about fashion, or should I talk about? If you want to know about like my thoughts about how my fashion sense has changed through transition, go look at my test shoot, because that's basically what I talked about on the test shop. But let's talk about. Like, the reason I thought this would be a good topic was because I think quite a lot of trans guys struggle with finding, I'm sorry. Just quiet down, little Carol. Just chill out. I think, yeah, quite a lot of trans guys struggle with not having the same figure as most cis guys, which means buying clothes and shoes can be troublesome. I mean, you have the obvious thing in terms of, like, binding. It's difficult to buy shirts that will be the right kind of material that they won't cling too much, and so they won't like kind of like show off your like your like speed bump of boobage. And then there's the even more annoying thing of like, I don't know, let me just articulate something to you. Articulate? Why did I use that word? I don't know. Let me just show you something to get across the trouble that I personally have with buying clothes. Here's a pair of trousers. Oh look, they appear to have they're cuffed up. What? That's weird. Let's look at my other trousers. Let's see if my other trousers are actually. Oh look, it's another pair of trousers. Also cuffed up at the bottom. Oh, what's this? A third pair of trousers, similarly cuffed up at the bottom. Yeah. In case you hadn't caught on, that's like all of my trousers, basically, except my jeans, which actually fit me. Yeah, so my actual jean size, lying around, my actual jean size is 28 waist and 28 leg, which is silly, and which is silly and difficult to, to find actual clothes like that. So what I generally do about trousers, unfortunately, it's really inconvenient because it's like I don't really like having to cuff up my trousers. It changes the look of the trouser and it's annoying, like, but it's kind of the only option I have. So what I generally do so that I don't have a ridiculously hard time finding trousers is I just go into like, I'd say usually stores like H&M and Topman do quite small sizes, like they'll usually go down to 28 or 30 at least, which fits me okay, and then I just cuff them up because they'll inevitably be too long. So that's how I handle trousers, unfortunately. Although my suit, which I got from Topman, I managed to find a suit that fit. I don't really know how. I think it's just a case of like knowing which stores do quite small sizes and which don't. Unfortunately, most of these places are not the most like ethical shops. Like, ideally I would shop entirely at charity shops, but again, this is something that's made even more difficult by the fact that shit don't fit, yo. So yeah, so that's how I deal with trousers. I cuff them up. It's annoying, but it's kind of the option. Shoes, let me showcase for you my shoes that I wear almost every day. These are my boots. And for an inside look, this is an insole that I wear in my boots, which is like, maybe adds half an inch of height to me, as well as the inch or so that the boots give me. So if you meet me and you think that I might be 5'6", don't be fooled. I'm 5'5". Yeah, so shoes, these shoes, this was particularly tricky for me because I had a pair of kind of just unisex caterpillar boots that I wore all the time, and then I went vegan, and I don't want to be wearing leather anymore. The trouble that it took me to find a pair of boots that I liked, that fit me, that weren't made of leather. Oh my god. But, useful fact, where I actually ended up finding them was the children's section of Tesco. Classy dude that I am. I just got desperate. I was like, well, I'm not finding any, like, expensive, like, specifically made for vegans, vegan boots that I really like, and they're all crazy expensive when I do find them, and just they don't even look that good. I know where else you find shoes that aren't actually made out of leather. I know really cheap shoes often aren't made out of leather because they're cheap and, like, they can't afford it. So I checked, like, cheap crappy places like Tesco, and I found these, and they're in the kids section, so they fit me. You know, resort to the kids section now and again. It happens. Why the fuck not? My brother comes home with, like, some wicked cool outfits from the kids section of H&M, and I have, on more than one occasion, legitimately gone, no, I have done this once, but I plan on doing it again because he has another, like, outfit that I really like. Gone to H&M kids section afterwards and been like, yeah, I'm gonna get myself one of those too. I love my brother so much. He's such a, like, cool kid. He's got such good fashion sense, it's great. So, yeah, don't be afraid of the kids section. Do check out charity shops, because, like, that's just a good thing to do, and you find some really cool stuff sometimes. As for, like, trousers, cuff them up. As for shirts, I mean, t-shirts, just look for places that do extra small, like H&M and whatnot, and look for, like, big cottony things. As for, like, shirts, like dress shirts, I read somewhere, like, little things like if the shirt is too, like, wide for you, to sort of fold it before you tuck it in. Like, does this make sense? Can you see what I'm doing even? Like, fold it before you tuck it into your trousers. So that it's not quite so obvious that it's, like, billowing around you if you're too little. Or similarly, like, if the sleeves are, like, silly long for you, and, like, last resort you can't get, like, a shirt that fits better, just make sure you have your shawls rolled up. What? Make sure you have your sleeves rolled up, and then it's not obvious that they're, like, hilarious and you look like a child. Little silly things that help. What else? A principle that I kind of try to keep in mind, but I'm not very good at, because I don't buy new clothes very often, and I'm a bit, too self-conscious, is that, in general, if you're little, buying clothes that are too big for you will not help. It'll make things worse. I can't talk because a lot of my clothes are a bit too big for me. I guess that's just residual from, like, pre-transition, always wearing baggy things so that I can hide my body. And also because I'm still not, completely comfortable, like, with my binding and stuff, so, but on the whole, if you can, don't buy things that are too big, because you will just look even littler, because you're, like, being swamped by these big clothes. I kind of try to model myself off of short little guys that I see who look just really good, and I'm like, what is it about what you're wearing that looks really good? And I'm like, well, you don't look so tiny because your clothes are in proportion with you, so it's not as obvious that you're, like, this, like, miniature man. Does that make sense? Oh no, this is long, I'm sorry. I think that's about all I have to say about fashion. Like I said, any stuff about, like, fashion more generally as opposed to problem solving and trans man fashion, you can go read my test shoot interview thing, because I rambled about it there. Yeah, that's all my advice. I hope you have a swell Monday, and stay cool.